morning and good luck. And welcome back to Good Luck with Gino. I'm your host, Gino the Ghost, and you are laser focused and locked in to episode 93 of the fastest growing podcast in the world. If you're tuning in on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a 5-star review, send it to a loved one or an arch nemesis. And if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, and all right, Gengar's back this week. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, make sure you tap that like button ever so delicately, but then smash the fuck out of that subscribe button and leave a comment. And you're going to leave a comment by greasing up that algorithm, dipping into your oil well in your basement, grabbing some of that Diddy oil, because you're an oil man. Yeah. And lathering up that comment section by telling me how handsome and good I look today. Got a haircut. I mean, look at that fade, looking sharp. Sink. And we got a sick shirt on today, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Born to Mog. It's a Mog tee. My boy Mike 3. Shout out Mike 3, an incredible artist. Did a collab with 9DCC. Shout out G Money. And it's a little bit of a Calvin and Hobbes, a little paying homage to Calvin and Hobbes. If you know, you know. I have Calvin and Hobbes tatted on my arm. One of the greatest comics of of my childhood. Mog Coin. Anyway, let's get into the week. I mean, man, we've got an action-packed episode for you today, per usual. The first thing, and we're kind of just going to gloss over this, right? Because it's just not really important. We don't really need to spend too much time on it. The USA lost to Canada. The USA lost to Canada. And it's not a big deal, right? Because hockey, I mean, who cares, right? It's not even a big deal. It's not even like it was in the Olympics. You know, everybody was making such a big deal out of this cup, this 4-team, competition. Not me. Didn't really think of it as much of a big deal. Whatever. Congrats, Canada, and we are going to leave it at that, because, they wouldn't beat us in football. So another thing, that happened, I mean, to me, this is a sadder thing for America. This may be the saddest thing to happen in America in a long time. Hooters is going bankrupt. I know. Devastating. Absolutely devastating news. Fellas, hang in there, boys. I know that Hooters, very near and dear to a lot of our hearts. I mean, is there anything more American than boobs, sports, and wings together, right? Now, let me tell you something. I didn't go to Hooters for the boobs. You know what I mean? That right is reserved for creepy old divorced men. You know, you've been to Hooters, right? You know, like the 56-year-old guy in the corner booth by himself with the Hooters calendar. That like the Hooters girls are like, he knows all the Hooters girls by names. Hey, Cindy, how are you, sweetheart? Come over here. Come on. Cindy, they have him sign the calendar. They all like flock to him like he's at a strip club. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they even rock the wedding ring, which is just, they're not watching the game. They're the local celebrity at the local Hooters. I don't go. The wings were actually slept on. The Hooters wings used to slap. Dude, take Buffalo Wild Wings instead. Don't take Hooters. Take B-dubs. Because those wings, trash. Yeah, man, Hooters, very near and dear to my heart. I got in a fight outside of Hooters in high school. Quick story. I was with my friend Tim. It was like dead winter in Michigan. I had this powder blue Lions fleece on, Detroit Lions fleece on. And we were outside of the Imagine Theater in Novi. And you're not going to know where that is. And anyway, we were outside. We were like about to go get some fucking ice cream or something after the movie. And these two kids were just like, yo, are you two dating? Yo, are you guys together? Just like jawing me for no fucking reason. And long story short, I went over and just beat his ass right outside of Hooters. And I think I broke his nose. He was like leaking everywhere. My whole arm was like covered in blood. And yeah, it's not really a good story, but that's the last time I've been to Hooters. And it's a shame that it's closing. So rip Hooters. More news. This actually happened in Canada. A plane landed upside down in Toronto. Yeah. A Delta flight landed upside down in Toronto. Let's play the video. Fortunately, there were no deaths. Thank God, no deaths in this crash. Watch this video.
Everything, drop it. Come on. Don't take the video.
This guy's recording it.
Holy fuck.
Dude.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
Yeah, holy fuck is right.
Oh my fucking God. Yo, I was just on this fucking plane.
Yeah. That's an appropriate amount of fucks. That's an appropriate reaction after just crawling out of an upside-down aircraft that you were on. You know what's not an appropriate reaction? Delta offering people $30,000 as compensation that were on that flight. I'm sorry, $30,000? I think you guys forgot a couple of zeros. What the fuck am I going to do with $30,000? I'm sorry, that's like what, $18,000 after taxes? What am I going to do with that? The plane landed upside down. You're going to have to invent a new level of status for me if my plane lands upside down. A level above diamond status. Gino status. You got to invent a whole new fucking category. You're going to have to rename the airlines. You're going to have to give me like 25 airplanes in the fleet with my fucking face on the side of it. If the plane lands upside down, $30,000, buddy, I'm coming to you. I'm coming and I'm taking everything. I will bankrupt Delta. And I love Delta. I am a medallion member. But so help me God. Pilots, what's going on? Hey, pilots, what the fuck is happening here, huh? Are you guys nervous? You're not at the free throw line of Game 7 of the NBA Finals, okay? What do you got? Your nerves bad? Get it together. Have some poise. I got a flight in a couple of weeks. I don't love opening my phone first thing in the morning before removing my eye boogers and seeing that another plane has crashed. What's going on? Oh, it was a woman that flight. It was not a woman. It was a man. You fell for misinformation again, dumb fuck. Let me have a sip of this unbranded water. Pilots, get it together. Thank you. For the love of God. Well, guys, it's been fun, but I'm going to turn it over to the lead correspondent of GNN because we got some crazy world news that we got to talk about, and it's not right that I do it. We are going to turn it over to lead correspondent at GNN, Gino Bori. Gino, take it away. Welcome to GNN, your leading source of news, politics, and this week, the apocalypse. And now your host, Gino Bori. Welcome to GNN. I'm your host, Gino Bori, and this is the news. New pandemic in China? Hey, did somebody order a new pandemic? Did somebody order another pandemic? Yeah, we got one brewing up for you in China. Was just checking in. Was just making sure it was for this table. Yeah. Chinese researchers have identified a new bat coronavirus called HKU5CoV2. They need to think of a better name for that, which can bind to the same pathway as COVID-19. Sick. Awesome. You guys having a good year? This is the year, huh, for you? It's going to be a good one? Yeah, well, this discovery raises concerns about potential animal-to-human transmission once again. However, experts emphasize that while HKU5CoV2 can infect human cells, it's much less efficient than COVID-19. So it's much less dangerous, I guess. There's a lower risk of widespread human transmission, I guess. Not comforting. Don't feel any better about that. It should be noted, to be clear, this is a lab study in Wuhan, not an outbreak. So there's some, new people think that it's an outbreak happening right now. It's not an outbreak. It's in a lab. But remember, the COVID virus started in Wuhan. I don't know, man. Like, can we not? Could we just not, please? Please, God, can we just not, man? Like, I got so much stuff I want to do, in the next year. And I just don't want another one. I just don't want to know. You already took a Detroit Lions Super Bowl away from me. Can we not also? Because I'll tell you what, if we have another outbreak, pandemic, I'm just not leaving the crib. Period. I'm not going out of the house. I'm done getting I'm no more vax. I'm not even anti-vax, but I'm just done. I'm not participating anymore. I don't need to leave my crib for any reason. I have DoorDash. I have Instacart. I'm all set. I'm going to quarantine myself. In more apocalyptic news, you had enough? What if I told you there was some more? NASA now says that the asteroid that was barreling towards Earth now only has a 0.16% chance of hitting the Earth, falling from 3.1% last week. Thank God. That would have been a bummer. What's funny is that betting sites are taking bets on if the asteroid will hit or not. And some people have been betting that it will hit. Is that the worst bet in the history of betting? Why would you bet yes that the asteroid's going to hit Earth? Because if the asteroid does hit Earth, guess what? You're not going to get your money, dumb fuck. You're dead. If the asteroid hits Earth, congrats. Oh, God. Just knock that over. That's what's going to happen to you. And that was planned. I did that on purpose. And I made it look like an accident. Because I'm the best podcaster in the world, right? That's what's going to happen. The asteroid's going to hit you, and as in the split second that you see the asteroid, right? You're like, sick. Gonna hit that bet. Plus 17,000. But you're dead. You're gone. Dumb fuck. In sports news, former NFL wide receiver Steve Smith Sr. was caught sleeping with a man's wife this past week. She was on the Baltimore Ravens marching band. Now, I didn't know that a pro NFL team had a marching band, but it does confirm that marching band members are the horniest members of society. So it was already going viral because she aired out all their business on social media. But then, not to be outdone in the embarrassment Olympics, the husband posted this video. He's calling Steve Smith on his wife's phone.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been fucking my wife, bro. What you gotta say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You fucking knew she was married. You're not a fucking idiot, man. You're fucking Steve Smith Sr.
Damn.
What kind of dumb shit was that?
The silence is deafening.
Why are you quiet, man? Be a fucking man.
Oh, man. The video's
Steve.
still playing.
You ain't a fucking man, bro. All that shit you do on fucking TV, all that shit talking you do to other people. Now someone's got you on the fucking phone, you can't even fucking man up.
Oh, brutal! Live from the cuck chair. Steve Smith fucked his wife and then put him back in the cuck chair on the phone call. You know? I mean, why did you post this, bro? You're fucking Steve Smith Sr., bro. You're not a fucking idiot, bro. You're Steve Smith Sr. Come on, mister. Say something. How you going fanboy? Oh, no. He a fan. Oh, dude, that's absolutely brutal. Because you know he was probably a big Steve Smith fan growing up. Now he's fucking your wife. The wide receiver's fucking your wife. I wonder if she was a wide receiver. That was a cheap joke. I didn't need to make that. But he should have asked him to sign his Cuckalina Panthers jersey. And that's a good joke. I mean, dude, why would you post this video? Clout is a disease. Bro posted this just so he could let the world know that Steve Smith fucked his wife. And he tagged Antonio Brown in the tweet too, as if Antonio Brown wouldn't also fuck his wife, given the opportunity. Why do people air their shit out on social media like this? You know? Like, what did he think was going to happen? Also, what did he want Steve Smith to say? You know? He's like, I'm sorry. That's it? That's all you got to say? What do you want him to say? She was great. The sex was good. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry for destroying your marriage, I guess. Go Ravens. Damn, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Tough day. Tough day to be a Ravens fan and to get your wife fucked by Steve Smith Sr. Guys, I think I'm gonna have to put the pitties on because this next clip that's been going viral has got me fired up. It's Elon Musk, and guys, it's time for a Pit Viper mega rant. Fuck yeah. It's time for a Pit Viper mega rant. Let me take a sip of this unbranded water in preparation. Elon Musk said this week.
So, I mean, we're trying to get good things done, but also have a good time doing it, and and have like a sense of humor, So, I mean, the sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, Like you can't make fun of anything. So then it was like comedy sucks. It's like nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like legalize comedy. Yeah.
If comedy is illegal, Elon Musk can sleep well at night knowing he isn't breaking the law. There's nobody less funny than Elon Musk. Legalize comedy, coming from the guy that nukes any X account that makes fun of him. I'm not even going to be able to post this on Twitter for fear of losing my fucking account. Comedy isn't illegal or too woke. You just aren't funny. You understand? People that say that, you're not funny. You don't know how to be funny. The only joke you know is the butt of it. If you have to rely on edgelord, hope I don't get canceled for this one humor, you aren't funny. You lack tact. Do you understand? Great comedy is being able to walk the line. Comedy is an intricate art form, okay? George Carlin once said, you can cross the line, but you got to bring the audience with you. And the problem is, people that talk like this and think this, they don't know how to do that. They're not artists. They're not funny. Anthony Jeselnik also had a great quote on this years ago. Let me find this quote. Let me find it. I have it in here. Yeah, Anthony Jeselnik, who is like the king of dark comedy, who says the most insane shit ever and has for over a decade, said this on Theo Von's podcast.
And all these comics now, it's like almost the point is to get in trouble. It's like, why are you giving me shit? I'm a comic. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. That's wrong, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh
Art.
wait, say it again so I don't miss it.
People think like, oh, as a comic, your job is to get in trouble, and so, but they don't want to get yelled at. It's like it's okay to make people mad, but they don't want any pushback, and I think that's wrong. As a comedian, you want to make people laugh. This is a quote attributed to Andy Warhol that I love. It's just art is getting away with it. If you put out a special and everyone's pissed, like you didn't get away with it. You need to make everyone laugh that they're like, yeah, he talked some fucked up stuff, but we're all happy. That's art. Otherwise, you're just a troll.
Otherwise, you're just a troll. If I ever get canceled for something I say, it's because I had poor form. There's been times where like, I put out a video a few months ago and it was like pretty edgy what I said. And I put it out and I was rewatching it and I'm like kind of seeing some of the feedback I'm getting. And I'm like, you know what? I think I may have kind of missed the mark on this one a little bit. It wasn't, and you know what it really came down to? It just wasn't as funny as it could have been. And I took it down. Not because I'm scared of being canceled or it's too woke or comedy's illegal. It just lacked perfect tact. Sometimes you're going to have a bad game. Now, I don't really miss, right? And even when I miss, it doesn't really look like a miss. I didn't have to take it down. I wasn't going to get canceled. But to me, and I have a bar that I've set for myself that I refuse to go below. Okay? Because I take jokes seriously. I take comedy seriously. Not to be a fucking snob about it. All right? But People that get canceled, like you weren't canceled for what you said. You're canceled for how you said it. You're canceled because you're not funny. Your biggest offense was being not funny and trying to be funny by saying something edgy. Because that's the only way you can get some people to laugh or get some attention. That's poor form. You're a troll. To make racist jokes, you need to understand racism. To make not homophobic jokes, but to make gay jokes, you need to understand homophobia. You need empathy to land the plane gracefully. Does that make sense? The great comics that make fun of things of all races, they get it and they can empathize and understand. You never fully understand, but like, not to get too deep, but you can understand like where the other side comes from when you're making the joke. That's what makes the joke so good. That's how you land the plane. Otherwise, you end up fucking upside down like that Delta flight. All right. So Elon, you're not saving comedy because you're not funny. You can't save it if you aren't funny. That's not how it works. And that concludes this week's Pit Viper Mega Rant.
Pit Viper Mega Round! Pit Viper Mega Round!
Guys, I got some great news for you. Really for me. But great news for me is great news for you. We've got a big sponsor. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, dude. The Good Luck Show has landed a big time sponsor.
Everybody.
The Good Luck Podcast has got one of the coolest sponsors in Web3.
Everybody.
And that's Metaplex. Now, we're going to learn about Metaplex later in the episode because it ties into the bigger picture of what I'm talking about today. But we are going to do what I'm now calling the Metaplex Minute, which is going to be an update on the world of Web3. Now, as you guys know, this is like half of my life is in Web3, and people have been asking me for more Web3 content. I obviously cover crypto and Web3 stuff a lot, but we're now going to have it even more organized with this new segment, the Metaplex Minute, brought to you by Metaplex. So, it's been a fucking crazy week in Web3, and it's time to bring you up to speed with the Metaplex Minute, brought to you by Metaplex. It will be longer than a minute, but here we go. So, you hear about this ByBit thing? Yeah, just a casual day in crypto. The largest heist in world history just went down. Yeah. North Korean hacker group Lazarus just hacked the exchange ByBit for $1.5 billion with a B. $1.5 billion with a B of Ethereum. Kim Jong-un just hit a lick. Who knew that he was an ETH maxi? Huh? I mean, insane. Woke up like any day and just another Black Swan event. 400,000 ETH stolen by Lazarus. There's only one man that can get that money back. Somebody called Dennis Rodman. Yeah. Scottie Pippen claims to know Satoshi, but only Rodman can reach Tiny Rocket Man. So let's talk about this hack. How did the hackers do it? How the fuck does a hacker steal $1.5 billion from one of the world's largest crypto exchanges? Well, ByBit had this money in a cold storage wallet, a multi-sig cold storage wallet. So to explain this in as simply as I can, a multi-sig wallet requires a number of people to sign the transaction before it can be sent. So if you control your own wallet, you know, I want to send ETH to my friend. You're the only person that needs to sign it. So you click confirm. Yes, I would like to send this money. On a multi-sig, a Gnosis Safe is the name of the wallet. All 4 people had to sign off on this transaction for it to go through. So how the fuck did they get 4 people to sign this transaction? Well, the hacker had to, 1, identify all 4 of the signers. So that could have been garnered or that could have been gathered from inside information or, you know, I don't know. We don't know. 2, then they had to infect the devices with malware. So all 4 of the people had a physical hardware wallet that they had to sign. And the hacker had to infect those devices or the device of the computer that they were signing with malware. So that could have been through a phishing scam, like an email, document, PDF thing that they tricked them into downloading to their device or whatever. And then the third thing they had to do is get all 4 of the signers to sign it. Okay. So what they probably did is make it look like it was, they masked the transaction to look like something else. And in reality, they were sending all of the fucking money over to this hacker's wallet. Now, this is insane for many reasons, but this is especially insane because they can't just access that money. The wallets that have the stolen funds and any wallet that they interact with is flagged and blocked by all major exchanges from withdrawing that money. So they can't just like send it to Coinbase or send it to Binance or send it wherever. All these exchanges have flagged these wallets. So if they try to sell it into stable coins, like if they try to sell it into like USDC, the stables will get frozen. If they try to send it to an exchange, the assets will get frozen. And it's too big of an amount to try to like wash trade because it's a fucking $1.5 billion. You can't just wash trade or launder $1.5 billion. There's a reason that Gus Fring had to create an entire fried chicken chain to launder his drug money. You know what I'm saying? It will be damn near impossible to do it all and, you know, to just launder that money out and then like wash it. And you can't send it to Tornado Cash. You can't like buy NFTs and then sell them. You just can't do it. It's too big of an amount. However, it's also going to be damn near impossible to recover these funds because Lazarus is not your fucking mom and pop shop hacker group. This is like one of the most notorious hacker groups in the world. They've hacked hundreds of millions of dollars. And very, very, very little of it has ever been recovered. 10 to 20% is like a best case scenario. Lazarus is very patient. They will sit on this money for years if they have to and just find creative ways to get this money off. You know what I mean? Now, fortunately, the ByBit team handled this very well, about as well as you can handle fumbling $1.5 billion fucking dollars of customers' money. They handled it well. They got loans. They bought more ETH. And this way they can prevent a bank run per se from happening like what happened with FTX. So like it's not going to collapse and crash. Thank God. But this serves as a reminder. Not your keys, not your crypto. That's like the big tagline. Like do not keep, I'm begging y'all, do not keep your money on an exchange. Don't keep your crypto in Coinbase or in Binance or whatever. You buy it there, but then send it to your own wallet. You need to have a wallet off of an exchange because if your money is in an exchange, anything can happen. They can freeze it. The exchange can collapse like has happened many times. So yeah, if you don't know how to do that, there's plenty of YouTube videos, but get your money in your own wallet. So yeah. I mean, look, it sounds like ByBit has some serious security issues, but you know who doesn't? My friends over at Metaplex. They don't. Metaplex isn't just securing digital assets. It's securing the culture on Solana by redefining how developers and creators build. They literally power Solana. Like, they back all of the builders on chain. 90+% of everything that you do and interface with on Solana is built with Metaplex. And they use, secure asset indexing with 99% fewer transactions and zero reliance on a single point of failure. They are the standard. And I'm proud to be partnered with them. They're the company behind the scenes at Solana. So, if you're serious about building anything in Web3 and creating its scale, you better build with Metaplex. Now we're going to talk about something that is just so heartbreaking to me. In the world of crypto, Kanye is dropping a token. Kanye is dropping a token. He's been talking about dropping a token for years. However, the bad news is that Kanye is dropping a token with a group of scammers that I've known from Web3 for years. I don't know them personally, but these are just known scammers in crypto. He tweeted, let's talk about how everybody quickly figured out that he was doing it with these fucking scammers. So he tweeted, I made 17 million 17 seconds ago. And then started tweeting super weird. So that tells me that he made, it was a $20 million deal, and his manager took 15%. His manager, John Monopoly. So basically, John Monopoly just sold him to the highest bidder. John Monopoly, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Because now Kanye is not in sole control of his account. He sold access to a scammer named Bark. Okay. And we know that he sold his account. I don't know about sold his whole account, but gave access to his account to Bark because he followed Bark. He wasn't following anybody except for Bark on Twitter. Who is Bark Media? Many of you are asking. Well, this guy Bark, just to give you an idea of who he is, abandoned his dog and his wife years ago to flee the country and launch fucking rug pulls from Taiwan. What type of sicko abandons their dog? I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy! He's a scumbag. He's launched a bunch of rugs, Metalux, Burke, Pox, and more. I mean, look at this fucking guy. Look at this video of him.
I get a lot of style inspiration from my business partner, Chuck. Chuck is a really good person to meet in the fashion industry in Cincinnati. He's taught me a lot about fashion. He shops Europe twice a year, all the biggest fashion markets. So I've got an opportunity to see the best of the best. So I consider myself super lucky.
Yeah, this is from before his rugging days. This was from his spread in Cincinnati Magazine, which he undoubtedly paid for, by the way. I'm sorry, the fashion industry in Cincinnati? Is that what you said? Yeah, because when you think of Ohio, you think of fashion. Yeah, fashion capitals in the world. Paris, New York, and, of course, Cincinnati. The words fashion and Cincinnati should never be uttered in the same sentence. Paragraph, even. So just know, if you buy this Kanye token, you're enabling this man to buy more red velvet sports coats and cream turtlenecks. Do you want that blood on your hands? You'll also lose money. Look at this video, dude. The slow-mo jumps kill me every time. A gallop, if you will. I mean, he just looks like a fucking scumbag. Bro looks like a salamander. A very punchable face. Even for a scammer. But he needs to be hit with a Metaplex suplex. You know? It's the Metaplex suplex. It's a new move I've been working on for taking down grifters. I'm wondering how broke Kanye is now to actually sell control of his account. $1 billion brand, by the way, for $17 million. Like, do you need money that bad? Obviously, they sold him on the dream of, you're going to make a bunch of fucking money from this coin. But anyway, so everybody immediately figures out that it's not Kanye tweeting. A dead giveaway was that he followed himself, Bark, from Kanye's account. And he also tweeted things like, you know, what is Hyperliquid or what is Solana? And like just trying to tweet like Kanye, but like not Kanye. Do you know what I'm saying? So then Dave Portnoy tweets, rumor is Kanye may be launching a scam meme coin and morons will buy it. Normal people will get crushed. Hey, Dave, the call's coming from inside the house. I mean, I fuck with you, Dave. I'm a Barstool fan, you know? But Dave, you've been launching rugs all week, brother. Greed too. Anyway. So Dave Portnoy calls out Kanye, and then Kanye responds with this video where he's wearing a swastika shirt.
So Dave Portnoy, I don't know you. I saw you was tweeting. I have no idea who you are. We was going back and forth joking, but when you start talking about telling people that my coin is not real and you're trying to play with my money, now that's the last time that we're gonna be talking online.
It looks like he's being held hostage. You know? Okay, Kanye, now record a video telling Dave Portnoy to fuck off. Or it's AI. I can't really tell. I don't know, man. We live in the fucking absolute craziest timeline. You know? Like, what is going on, dude? In conclusion, do not buy this token. You will lose money. So don't buy it, okay? I'm begging you. If you get in early enough, maybe you can, but odds are you're not going to get in early enough and you're going to lose money. Kanye had a chance to do this the right way. My homie Scott Fu pitched him this crazy, insane, like Yeezy ecosystem thing years ago. And he just apparently got, you know, John Monopoly sold him to the highest bidder. So GG's. It's going to be a shit show. And, you know, look, I know it's been a shit show in crypto the past couple of weeks, but there's really dope things happening on chain. And I'm proud to be partnered with Metaplex, which is the company that real builders go to build a tokenized future on Solana. And that's our main story today. I want to shine a light on all the dope shit that's happening on chain, because the crypto community is at like a spiritual bottom right now. Between Trump and Melania's meme coin and Malay's Libra scam in Argentina and this fucking Kanye coin, the community's at a crossroads where we have to decide what we're going to give our money and attention to. Do we keep giving scammers the spotlight? Or do we want to like pay attention to the builders and the dope shit that's being built on chain and on Solana? So today, I want to talk about the builders who are actually building a sustainable infrastructure and a future of real utility and a thriving digital economy on Solana, which by all means can be the consumer chain. Okay? Metaplex is at the center of that future. So, strap in, because we're going to learn today. All right, here we go. What is Metaplex? Outside of having a really cool fucking name. Imagine if Shopify and Instagram and PayPal combined forces to make owning, creating, and trading digital assets seamless and cheap. That's Metaplex. It's like it's the under the hood technology that powers the ecosystem of Solana, which helps creators, brands, and developers manage and monetize digital assets at lightning speed, right? And since 2021, they've been responsible for, let me read these numbers. They're astonishing. 800 million NFTs printed, $8.3 billion in total transactions, 8.6 million unique wallets interacting with its protocol, hundreds of projects from gaming to art being built on top of it. It's like the AWS of Solana. You know what I mean? It's like the unsung hero, if you will. It's the shovels and picks that the devs use to build. It's everywhere. Metaplex is in the room with you right now. Literally, look behind you. Look behind you. Look in the closet. They wrote the playbook on how digital assets are created and owned today on Solana. So the first thing, and like, I guess this is something that most people who maybe aren't super hip to crypto know, is NFTs. So Metaplex introduced compressed NFTs. They're called CNFTs. And this is the NFT standard on Solana, which it cuts minting costs by over 1,000 times. So in the past, like when you mint an NFT on Ethereum, it's pretty fucking expensive. And even on Solana, before they introduced this standard, it was kind of expensive. So now you can mint an NFT for less than 1/10 of a cent, which means artists, brands, developers can drop thousands or even millions of NFTs without breaking the bank. And this is important as we continue to like scale the digital economy. And as we continue to scale putting things on chain, which, whether you're educated on it or not, is where things are heading. The second thing, and this is very near and dear to my heart, they have enabled on-chain royalty enforcement for creators. So, contrary to popular belief, many NFT marketplaces have stopped honoring creator royalties, which means that artists and developers are getting screwed over out of their earnings. So like one of the things that brought me into crypto was, oh, sick. Like with music, for example, I can make a music NFT and then someone can buy it. And then as I get more and more famous or whatever, and somebody resells that, I get my cut of the royalty forever in perpetuity. That's sick. If you're an artist and you create a piece of art, you know, if you're like a young Basquiat and you make a piece of digital art and someone buys it for $1,000, and then 10 years later when you're huge, they sell it for $1 million, you get your royalty cut of that forever because it's your work. And unfortunately, the old token standards don't technically enforce that on chain. It's up to the marketplaces to enforce that. Well, Metaplex created this on-chain royalty enforcement, which is sick because now it ensures that artists are always going to get paid from their work. And this is, again, I talk about super fans all the time. Like I always think of this in terms of music and the possibilities in music. So like imagine super fans buying music or a collectible from an artist on chain, and then every time someone plays it or syncs it or streams it or whatever, the artist gets paid automatically. The money goes to their wallet. That's sick. Okay? And can completely change the music industry. This is important to you because right now, the internet is shifting from ownership being controlled by big tech to you owning your shit. I talk about ownership all the time. We've shifted in the past decade to this like renter economy, subscription economy. And I think people are starting to like realize that the wool's been pulled over their eyes. And we're getting back to ownership. And that's the power of Web3. And as we get back to ownership and peer-to-peer selling, artist to fan engagement, going straight from the artist to the fan, Metaplex enables artists, brands, and businesses to launch their own NFT storefronts and ecosystems on chain. They have like a suite of tools that anybody can use. So instead of being reliant on a centralized platform, creators can build their own sustainable businesses. which is huge. And Metaplex, again, gives you full creative control and customization with a suite of tools that's constantly innovating. So, like, I know that talking about Metaplex may not seem as sexy as a celebrity meme coin token, but it's sexy to me. Utility's sexy, baby. And speaking of tokens, they have their own token, MPLX, $MPLX, which powers their decentralized data network, securing and rewarding Aura nodes. So basically they have these things called Aura nodes. That's right, Aura nodes. Even the nodes have Aura. But yeah, these nodes reward, secure, and support the ecosystem. So the token like powers everything. Which 90% of the shit being built on Solana is with Metaplex. Okay? And this is not a shill. I don't own any of this token, but I'm putting it on your radar. Okay? All that to say, the culture of Solana is being built on Metaplex. And with all this shit going on and all the like negative headlines and all the distractions and like attention elsewhere, I want to, one of the things that I pride myself on this show is highlighting the dope shit that's happening and not just showing you the car accident. Do you know what I'm saying? The culture of Solana is being built on Metaplex. And that, my friends, is a Metaplex Megaflex. You see that? Yeah, I haven't worked out in about a year. Let's get to everyone's favorite segment, yeah? Let's quickly head on over to the FOH HOF, the Fuck Outta Here Hall of Fame. And our first inductee, you know him well. That, of course, would be the great Luke Belmar.
I know a guy that makes $6 million a year selling shrimp. So he has a shrimp farm and he sells to other Chinese suppliers $6 million every single year worth of shrimp. But he's a multi-millionaire selling shrimp. So he just has a store online and people literally order shrimp and he ships it to them. But he utilized the online platform as a mechanism to acquire new customers. Why? Because all the internet is the same thing as the physical world, but digitalized.
I mean, bro just described business. You know? Acting like he cracked the Da Vinci Code by describing online marketing. Like, what the fuck?
I know a guy that makes $6 million a year selling shrimp. So he has a shrimp farm and he sells to other Chinese suppliers $6 million every single year worth of shrimp. But he's a
Yeah, dude. Sipping shrimp cocktails in the war room with Tristan Tate. My friend, he studied, bro. Study shrimp. Is your friend Bubba from Forrest Gump hosting shrimp masterminds on the farm in his mind palace? You know, I mean, dude, this last just word salad he gives at the end. Listen,
I know a guy that makes $6 million a year selling shrimp. So he has a shrimp farm and he sells to other Chinese suppliers $6 million every single year worth of shrimp. But he's a multi-millionaire selling shrimp. So he just has a store online and people literally order shrimp and he ships it to them. But he utilized the online platform as a mechanism to acquire new customers. Why? Because all the internet is the same thing as the physical world, but digitalized.
All the internet is the same thing as the physical world, digitalized. The internet is the same thing as the physical world, just on the internet. Digital marketing is the same thing as marketing, just digitalized. I love when he asks himself why just to answer his own question, you know? And he sells it online. Why? Because the online world, you know? Luke Belmar talks like he's trying to hit the word count on his college essay. Let me simplify this for you. A man owns a shrimp business. He uses the internet to sell to customers. Not impressed, dude. Not revolutionary. I tell you what, I'm going to front run Luke Belmar on this. I'm going to build a digital shrimp farm business on chain. I'm going to tap in with my friends over at Metaplex to build a metaverse shrimp farm on Solana. It's time to monopolize the shrimp business and corner the market. I can use the full Metaplex suite of tools to make each shrimp an NFT and sell it to wholesalers. And every time it's resold, I make royalties. Passive shrimp come. Do you understand? I can take one shrimp farm and then turn it into 10. If you can have 10 shrimp farms before 30, you can flip those shrimp into jumbo shrimps. You can have 10 jumbo shrimp farms, and you can sell those shrimp farms to bubblegum shrimp. Now you've got passive shrimp cum that you can flip into more shrimp farms. This next video presented without comment.
But really make sure you get really zapped. Get zapped, right? Get zapped into laughter.
Well. If it isn't the usual suspects, not a droplet of melanin in these woods. Not even the black bears in these woods are black. Ladies, would you rather be trapped in the woods with a bear or these white people from Oregon? Everybody here drives a Subaru and has a trust fund, by the way. I imagine this is what MAGA thinks all liberals look like. And they might be right, to be honest. This is probably how we look to, This is called Joy Camp, by the way, because of course it is. A sober camp for adults to learn how to be joyful while sober. Yeah, I don't know, man. This shit would make me want to abuse a Schedule II narcotic. I mean, look at these people. They're like role-playing getting swarmed by bees. Midsummer 2 trailer just dropped. Joy Camp. Joy Camp actually sounds like a Jordan Peele movie title, doesn't it? I can literally see it now. Dude, look at this guy.
But really make sure you get really zapped. Get zapped, right? Get zapped into laughter.
Get zapped into laughter. Where's real lightning when you need it? Zap. Zzz. Tag, you're it. And by it, I mean a cult member. Zap. Zzz. This activity looks like it ends with them zapping themselves one at a time with a toaster in the nearby lake. Back in my day, cults used to just drink the Kool-Aid and get it over with and keep everybody else out of it. But now motherfuckers are grifting on social media, Selling cult courses. It's probably like $3,000 to go to this fucking retreat. Just be addicted to drugs. All right, last video. Okay. Here we go.
We now have video footage of a fire-breathing dragon flying outside of a passenger plane, and this looks pretty legit to me. And before you ask, no, it is not an AI video. I already went and checked.
Thank God.
It turns out to be real. And this has been happening a lot more lately, because if you remember just a few years ago, this photo was taken in China and it was all over the news. And don't forget, just a few hundred years ago during the Tartarian era, in our encyclopedias, dragons were listed as now rare. So that means they were a real species, but they had become less common. Now personally, I think that the flat earth German ice wall map from the 1940s is the hidden key to tell us where these dragons flew off to after we had been killing them in the Middle Ages, making them more rare. I think they went to one of these other continents that were not too far away from our own, and they probably went to a place such as Asgard or Terra Vista, the unexplored regions. I think this map shows probably what is actually out there, the closest out of any of these ice wall maps that we've seen so far.
I mean, no wonder all these planes are crashing. This explains it. Guys, we figured it out. Dragons just keep crashing into them. None of these dragons can fly, apparently. They keep crashing into airplanes. Probably female dragon pilots or female dragons. How to train your DEI dragon. Yeah, Delta Targaryen just doesn't follow FAA guidelines. Dracarys! You know? Not an AI video.
We now have video footage of a fire-breathing dragon flying outside of a passenger plane, and this looks pretty legit to me.
Yeah, looks pretty legit. Looks pretty legit to me. You know? Don't worry, it's not an AI video. Yeah, it's just really bad CGI. And then he brings up a fucking flat earth German ice wall map. Bro, the ice wall? Is this like a new evolution of flat earth? Is this like the Charizard of flat earth theories? An ice wall? Who lives beyond the ice wall? The White Walkers? Dude, like, get me off of schizogram, you know? I cannot believe people like this exist, and not only exist, but there's a lot of them, and they have an audience. That's going to conclude this week's episode. I want to thank our sponsor, Metaplex. I want to thank Beyonce for giving me the opportunity to have this podcast, of course. And I want to thank you for tuning in. We're at episode 93. We're 7 away from the century mark. It's a big deal to me to be so close to 100 episodes. Because once we hit 100, the real work starts and the real fun begins. So anyway, thank you. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit that like button. Make sure you save it to your device, send it to a loved one or an enemy. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, make sure you tap that like button, smash the fuck out of that subscribe button, and grease up that algorithm by leaving a comment. Because you're an oil man. And on that note, as the world continues to crumble, a new pandemic opens up. An asteroid is like kind of barreling towards Earth, not really anymore. What else? Football players are fucking your wives, and Hooters is closing, and the apocalypse continues. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. And until next week, good night and good luck.
Everybody listen close. There's a brand new show that you gotta
What's the name of that show again, Pikachu?
Good luck.
Who?
Gino.
That's me.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in the zone. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino by your side, you'll be feeling fine.
Woo!
Every week, he's gonna bring the hype. Woo! So come on, let's go tune in all night.
Hit that note.